So now it's time for the second part of English, and I already told you what we are going to do. It is time for story time. This time I've picked a book that I really like, and I hope that you like it too. So let's begin. So this is the book. It's an ebook. Oh, it is with the light is extremely bright. Yeah, now it's better. Okay, so the name of the book is Part of the Party. What would be the meaning of that? What's the meaning of being part of the party? What is the meaning of being a part of something? What would that mean? Being a part of something or being a part of the party. Well, let's see what these koalas are going to do. So there they are. The part of the party. Okay. Carrie Koala loves to dance. She enjoys dancing to all different kinds of music. But her favorite thing in the world is dancing to rock and roll with her two daddies. One Saturday morning, as Dad was playing air guitar, Carrie was surprised to see that the delivery bird had brought a special leaflet. Carrie ran inside, excited to tell her dads that there was going to be a disco in town. Do you know what a disco is? Probably you know, yeah? It's when all people are coming to a place and there is music and lights, so you can have fun with each other. So they say that there was going to be a disco in town. Oh, so would Carrie be happy about that? I guess so, because she said that she likes to dance, right? Carrie's smile faded as she read the words out loud. It says, Major Emu of Sunny Springs invites you to a mommy and daughter disco to celebrate the love between mommies and daughters. Bring your mommy along for a boogie and show them how much you care. So what is the problem here? Why does Carrie feel bad about this invitation? Because Carrie has two dads. So how did she feel? She felt, I think, a little bit sad because this is a mommy and daughter disco. And Carrie has two dads. But I don't have a mommy in my family, she said. Does that mean I can't go? I'm sure Major Emu wouldn't want you to miss the disco, said Daddy kindly. Why don't you go and ask Katie what she's going to do? I bet she will want to take her grandma. That's a good idea, I think, to take the grandma. Carrie went next door to see her best friend Katie Kangaroo. Katie lived with her grandma and loves to dance as much as Carrie did. So this is the best friend. I definitely want to go, said Katie excitedly. My gran has some amazing dance moves. It shouldn't matter that she's not my mom, right? What do you think? Would it be okay to bring the grandmother instead of the mother? Because she also doesn't have a mother, but she has a grandmother who loves to dance. So would it be okay to bring the grandmother to the disco? What do you think about it? At school, Carrie and Katie asked if someone else was going to the disco. Carla Crocodile started to cry. My mommy will be at work, she sniffed. She's feeling sad too because her mommy will be at work. What if your big sister could take you? Suggested Carrie. But the leaflet says it's for mommies, said Carla, and she walked away sadly. Aww. The poor crocodile also wants to bring the mom, but her mom needs to work. So would it be okay to bring the sister? That night, Carrie went to her room, feeling cross that the disco leaflet had made her. Katie and Carla feel so unwelcome. She wondered if anyone else would be feeling the same. What do you think? Is there someone else who would feel the same? The next day she decided to call a meeting for anyone who was also feeling left out. She spread the word and then waited by the lake for them to turn up. So all these animals felt left out. They all felt that they couldn't go to the disco. And slowly Carrie's friends started to arrive. She was amazed at how many of them had come along. They were all upset about the disco too, so they all felt sad. The Platypus twins, Pablo and Paula, just loved discos and they wanted to take their mommy dancing together. "It's not fair that it's only for daughters," Pablo said. "What about everybody else?" "Yeah, what about us?" said Eric and Levi. There they are. Wenda Wombat was looked after by her dad and didn't have a mom. She wanted to take her dad to the disco to celebrate their happy little family. Deborah Dingo was confused about whether she would be allowed to bring both of her mummies. "I can't choose one," she said anxiously. "I love them both so much." Keely Kookaburra had been adopted by a family of Galish and lived with her mom, dad, 2 grannies, grandpa, 4 aunties, 5 uncles and 12 cousins. "But everyone in my family loves and helps me. I want to bring them all." Would it be okay to bring the complete family to the disco? Carrie went home feeling determined to make sure that all of her friends and their families could be part of the family. She told Dad what had happened at the meeting. "Why don't you write a letter to the Major?" suggested Dad. That's a good idea. And Carrie sat down and wrote a letter telling the Major about all of the different families who would not be included at the disco. She posted the letter and waited. So guys, what do you think? What would the Major say? A few days later, an envelope arrived addressed to Carrie. It had the official stamp of the Major's office. Whoa, look. She arrived a letter of the Major. So Carrie felt very nervous, but with Dad and Daddy by her side, she opened the letter. "Dear Carrie, thank you so much for your lovely letter. I am sorry that I made you feel unwelcome at the disco. I wanted to celebrate all the wonderful mummies and the care they give. But I realize now that it's not just mummies who love and help us. I want everyone to feel they can come and celebrate the love in their family, whatever that looks like. I am thrilled that so many of your friends would like to come to the disco. I would be very grateful if you would help me to deliver the new leaflets that I have designed. Thank you for helping to make the disco a true celebration of love. I look forward to seeing you there. Yours sincerely, Major Emu." So, is this a good response to the letter that Carrie sent it? What do you think? Is this a good answer? Is this a good solution? Carrie handed out the leaflets to all her friends. Look what it says now, the new one. Major Emai of Sunny Springs invites you to a family disco to celebrate love. Bring your whole family along for a boogie to show them how much you care. Dad and Daddy felt proud of their kind and thoughtful little koala. All that was left to do was choose which disco outfits to wear and for Carrie, Dad and Daddy to practice their dance moves. That night, the town was lit up with disco lights and the sound of party music floated through the air. Carrie looked at Dad and Daddy with a smile. "This is the best disco ever," she said. "And the best part of all is having you both here to share it with me." And there they are all together. The end. So I would really like to know, how do you feel about the disco? What if there was a disco organized and you could only bring your mother? It would be nicer to bring maybe your mother, your father, or other members of your family that you really love. So, what do you think? Was the answer or the change of the major, was it a good idea? So instead of bringing your mother, you could bring your whole family. Was that nice? Was that kind? I think so, eh? So, I'm really curious about how you feel about the story. And I think that you are ready for the next activity. So you can do the activity about your family members now. And I will see you with science. Okay. Bye guys.